Hi everyone, this is Killshot 99 Gaming. This is Play Dead Live, the farm Arc versus SLY. So we are going to have a pretty good one for you guys tonight, or we will have some news. So I'll explain in a minute. Big battle, Arc versus SLY, as I said, and this is the battle for second place. So it is everybody's been raring to go, and I know we've got high drama. We've got to go over the standings. We're going to talk about a little bit of the matchup. We do have bundles tonight. We're going to do something a little bit different with the bundle. I know some people are not going to be in stream, and they've asked me to also post the bundle again tomorrow night. So this is what I'm going to do for tonight's bundle is I'm going to ask the people that do want it, just the ones that know they want the whole bundle, go ahead and pick up the whole bundle. If you think you're going to want a section or a color, I'll break that down for you tomorrow night if that makes sense. So I'll go over that in just a couple minutes. But and the reason why I'm doing it that way, you'll see in a couple of minutes. So let me jump into the standings. We'll talk about the match we had the other night. We had really good battle. So we had Vox versus Mir. It was a battle for first place. Vox came in ready to go, played strong. Mir started to transition and get it toward the end. It was a unique matchup because we actually went 4 versus 4 and then moved up to 5 versus 5. We got a lot of positive feedback on that format. One, it was faster. Number two, it just seemed like the game flow and strategy with the matchups worked a little bit better as well too. So I'm not against that 5 versus 5 format if you guys like it. We're not going to make any drastic changes right now, but I'll explain to you why that could be a good format for us going forward. So let me also talk about the remainder schedule. You can see right there. Arc versus SLY. Then Monday night, Mir versus SLY. Now, if SLY were to get the win tonight, Mir versus SLY would be a first place battle on Monday night. No hate against SLY, but I'm just saying, who here had SLY on your 2020 PvP bingo card to be playing for first place toward the end of the season? I know, I know they were getting better, but sorry, Dimes, I just didn't. I said they were going to be much improved. I said I would not be surprised to see SLY competing for a championship, but they are right there. we got tears. You know what I meant by that. I got SLY on the revenge list. Okay. And it's no shade. It's no shade against SLY. It's just it's a different team. And you can see how quick a team can go from average to really, really good. That's kind of the way it worked out. But as I said, we'll see. Are they contenders or are they pretenders? Time will tell. Wednesday night, Vox versus Arc. You're going to see why that's important here in a couple minutes. And then, of course, we got the last week. So I see Valar in the house. And I got to pick up Tiny. All right. Tiny is picking up all the bundles as well, Dimes. Hold on. Don't lose it. All right. All of a sudden, we had Valar, Cat, Tiny. We had like an influx of bundles. Let me show you why. These were by request, and I wanted to do something pretty cool for you guys. And this is why I said tonight, do me a favor because I don't have the color breakdowns. So if you are going to pick up the bundles, make sure it's all of them. If you do want the top left-hand corner, if you want the bottom left-hand corner, hold tight because I'll break these down into colors tomorrow night when we do the campfire event and we start Cosmic Caverns, and Cosmic Caverns is going to be freaky. You guys are upstairs chilling by the fire. The fire is warming up the house. The house is melting the portal. And after you finish your little get-together party celebration that you guys like to do on Friday, then you're going to need to take your ass in that portal and see what is in Cosmic Caverns. I'll give you guys your little party event. I'll give you a relaxation. You earned it. You earned it at this point. But when the smoke clears, you got to go through that portal. And when you go through that portal, it's going to be unlike anything you guys have ever experienced in Play Dead Live. It is going to be, will be doing reaction videos like, what did I just watch? What did we just fight? It's going to be some bizarre stuff. So you guys are going to have a lot of fun with that chapter. And that does kick off tomorrow. So the first portion of what we do is going to be our campfire event. Once the smoke settles, so to speak, maybe the campfire burns out. You might want to jump through that portal before it freezes again. So that's what we got. So again, tonight is complete bundles only. Tomorrow night we'll break it down. Let me go through why some of these are bigger than others and what you're getting out of this bundle. I like this bundle because I think it's got a lot of replenishment. I did carry over some of the go-to items that you guys had, and some of these are by request. So the top bundle, when we break it down tomorrow, is going to be Elixir of Swole, Frantic 5, Healing Brew, Max Seal, and 5 Swarm Grenades. I don't think we've had the bonus pack of the Swarm Grenades as of yet. Then that bottom left-hand corner, whatever color we choose with that, it's going to be your Bionic Hammer, Elixir of Turbo, Silver Spark, very heavily requested. Apparently you guys like to, now that everybody knows what it does, apparently you guys like to give your pets a little more pow. Understandable. And you're going to get another Cavern Ruby. Summon Boss was another request. I know a couple of you guys got 1 or 2 bosses already, but that was a request because I think with that, it's one of those pets that you may want to use it and then you may want to lose it, right? You want to have a few of these on standby in case you got to bring out your big upgraded pets. So Boss seems to be one of those that people want to collect and have quite a few of. Bionic Sword, check out this bottom row again. This was this has gotten some good feedback. Whenever I put 6 of these in a bundle, I always get a lot of good feedback. So there's 6 TS15s. So what is that beside the 2? That is 10. Count them. 10 pet revives. So obviously if you buy all of the bundles, you get those 10 pet revives. But tomorrow night, if you buy either that left bundle or the middle bundle, 10 pet revives. We've never done that before. So you're going to see this entire bundle is going to be well worth the pickup tonight. Middle bundle, Bionic Wildcard, Bionic Axe, Elixir of Assault, Pet Repel Smoke, another very popular request. People are just running out of Pet Repel, but they're starting to use it a lot more. I'm noticing people start out matches now, and they're starting with Pet Repel. I seem to remember, the Bounty Hunter did that, right? Yeah, I remember that play. All right, we got Heal and Seal Smoke, Fury 4, and 6 T20s. Well, how about this? If 10 pet revives wasn't enough, how about 5 summon skins? 5 red summon skins. That is 1/2 of an upgrade right there. So if you pick up the middle bundle or the right bundle tomorrow, or if you pick them all up tonight, 5 summon skins. So just the bonuses tonight are 15 items. And then closing it out on that bottom right is going to be the Bionic Mace. Curtis the Crab, another PvP pet. We've seen him a couple times, but I feel like Curtis the Crab is going to be one of those pets you're going to want to use on a regular basis as well. You're going to want to spam him. You're going to want to do everything you can to take down Boss. There's a kind of a brewing battle between Boss and Curtis. Then we got Decay Smoke, Trixie Grenades, Vile Smoke, Cavern Sapphire, and 6 M20s. And of course, as you guys saw the other night, 4 of the tomes if you get the entire, this is the brand new collectible. This is going to be for our next campfire event, which is a couple months out. But those of you that picked up the bundles tonight already have an early jump. You got these the other night. You get them tonight as well. So some of you are already sitting on 8, 12, 16 of these. And look at the bonus in the top right-hand corner. This is your energy orb. Yes, I decided to put Rufus in here because I know a lot of you guys were chasing him in packs. So I wanted to give you a second Rufus if you got it, or a first Rufus if you needed it. So tonight only, Rufus is in the bundle. The gold summon skins, we're starting to get closer and closer to somebody being able to upgrade. We know B-Dub has Red Toxie. How many people liked Red Toxie the other night? Maybe you didn't like it if you saw Bonnie play it. But how many people were just a little jealous? It's like, all right, here it is. We finally get to see it. Well, that can be you in a couple more weeks. Except here's the thing. It doesn't have to be Toxie. So you can make your own gold pet. Be creative. But we're going to start to see, in a couple of weeks, we're going to start to see some very unique pets. And then absolutely, check this out. This is your upgrade over the Merc. And to give you a couple stats, that Merc, the Merc bracers, if you guys remember, they were +6, +6, +2, +1. Well, look at the upgrade on this, and it keeps that gladiator set going. This is, instead of +6, +6, this is H8, D8, B3, AP2. You add base, you add AP, and you're getting 25% more health and 25% more damage. And it is officially the 9th piece of gladiator gear. So Trigger says Gina wants the bundle but is having trouble getting in the stream to work. We'll be here for a little bit, so we'll get her in the stream, Trigger. All right. So here's a question. You guys probably said, why is the bundle so good tonight? Well, I got to be honest. I got bad news for you guys. Because I know you guys, you show up for a show, you want to see a battle, but occasionally this does happen. It's outside of our control. We tried to reschedule last night, and Jim is under the weather. Dow was not available to be here. And unfortunately, tonight's match is going to go to Team SLY. And I don't mean that in a bad way, because I know they'd rather play than get a forfeit. So SLY will be getting the victory over ARC. ARC is going to have a few days to regroup and really make a push toward the end. But SLY will be moving into second place. Now, we do know we've only had 2 forfeits since we've been doing the farm. And what's interesting, and I guess what's fair, is the first time SLY played ARC, SLY had to forfeit, and the second time, ARC. So in theory, I guess it's even, right? It kind of worked itself out. Eventually, you know, the two teams are going to get to play each other, but it just kind of worked out this way. But it does set up, as we said, a pretty stellar match on Monday night. You know, I feel like Dana White. I feel like promoting, you know, the next match. But here's the importance. All right, first of all, as I said, SLY is going to be playing for first place. Second of all, Arc and Vox are going to be playing for third place, which is, it's not the end of the season, but it's important. Because, you'd rather get that second and third matchup than be in fourth place and have to play the first place team in the first round of the tournament. So seedings do matter. They are important. But let me say this. One, and that's probably the other thing you guys probably saw, like, wait a minute, where's Jim? Why is she not getting that gladiator? Don't celebrate. Jim is going to be she's not going to be in stream. She'll be picking up the gladiator gear tomorrow. So I didn't want to spoil it because you guys know we have a rule. I will occasionally reach out to a leader or to a person, but we don't want players who are gearing up to play to get wind that there's going to be a forfeit. Just in case something changes, we want to make sure everybody is ready to go. So I don't want you guys to feel slighted or taken advantage of. It's just been the policy. About an hour before the match, usually I will reach out to the leader and tell them not to share it, but just to let them know, because they'll send me lineups. But other than that, I knew a couple hours ago, and I just wanted to make sure everybody was ready to go. Because, you know what? In some cases, the other team might forfeit. We could have a case where both teams forfeit, and then what I don't want to happen is I don't want one team early to get wind the other team's not going to be there, and then, they convince somebody just to log on for a minute just so they can get a cheap win. So I want the teams to be rocking and ready to go, which is why we kind of keep that under our hats a little bit. So schedule for next week is Monday night, Mirror versus SLY. SLY is the home team. So with this win, SLY is going to be 2-2. And then Wednesday night, Vox goes to Arc. As we said, Vox is an up-and-coming team. They're going into that match 2-2. And they're playing Arc. And, this is not, in fairness, this has not been the season that Arc had hoped for, right? But there's time to turn it around. Now, you can either say, look, it's going to continue to go that way, and we're not playing up to our expectations, or you can say, hey, we just haven't hit our groove yet, and we're going to hit our groove at the right time. Now, one thing I'll tell you about Arc, they always seem to make a push at the end, don't they? Just when you think they may be on the downward spiral a little bit, all of a sudden they're playing in a championship. So I would not bet against Team Arc. I would not. We know how strong they are. It's just a matter of getting all their players there. But it is, I said at the beginning of the season, and raise your hand if you remember me saying this, just from the teams and the composition, I said, anybody can win the farm. And I know a couple people were like, yeah, we don't know. And I said, look, with the portals, with the treasure chest, with the way that the game is played, the strategy behind it, I said, it can be anybody's. And we're seeing right now where, and again, I'm not here to pick on SLY tonight, but I would say in the past, there just wasn't a whole lot of fear when you played SLY, right? I mean, even SLY members will probably admit that. They're probably going to be like, yeah, we'd give you a good match, but we weren't really feared. And then now you look, and I'm saying, like, wait a minute. Emperor, Bones, Dimes, Tiny, Ray, Will, Joe. That's a hell of a team right there. That's a team that can win a championship. So I'm super, super impressed at how they've been able to, pull it together. Now, again, on Monday night, I ain't betting against B-Dub either because I know Mir is always super focused. Mir's like a machine. Steady, 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 and then you get in that home stretch, and it's like they just have another gear, right? People haven't been able to figure it out, and then all of a sudden it's like they just make it happen, like the last couple rounds. Vox is very impressive because you got new players and they're learning each other. And to me, Vox is one of those teams like, do I think they're consistent or as good as SLY? No, I don't. No offense to Vox. Love me some Father Ron. Kat's been amazing. Trigger playing some of the best PvP she's played. But here's the difference with Vox. Vox has such a range of ability. Like if they've got all the pieces going, they're almost unstoppable. You think of a lineup with Trigger and Football and Ron and Gina and Kat, and you're like, whoa, that's a lot. So when Vox hits it, they're hard to stop. So you kind of got to watch out for them. So, you know, they're kind of like, to me, one of those teams that they can hit a few home runs, and the next thing you know, you can't beat them. And as I said before, man, who wants to face up against Villar, Dow, Gemstone, Julia, Busy Bee, Sheila Beasley? I mean, you look at the experience in that, and they've been there. They're always there at the end. That's why I said this is anybody's season to win. And I do think that for the first time that we've had PvP, every team feels like they can win it. Do you guys agree with that? SLY, you guys think you can win the championship? I mean, I think every team feels like if they come out and play their game, that the season is wide open for anybody to take. And I love that competitiveness, and I love that confidence. What's up, Rocket? She can't hear. All right, I'm going to put it back up on the screen for Gina, though. And I did see, and I didn't forget you. I think I saw, it was Villar. Villar picked up a loader bundle for Team Arc as well. So you guys can replenish during any stream. As you guys know, we always have grenade bundles lined up, so you can pick those up anytime. There is no Cosmos. Cosmos is gone, by the way. Just disappeared right in front of our eyes. But no, we still have our grenade bundles. Certainly, we have the loader bundles. Loader bundles are going to be more important than ever coming up in Cosmic Caverns. And then, of course, tonight, the added addition to this is going to be 10 pet revives and 5 summon skins. All right. And you know, I'm not putting that up there to make anybody feel bad. The standings are what the standings are. So if you've played poorly the first 3 or 4 matches, fix it. You know, fix it. Get your strategy. Work on your team play. I remember that first match where SLY had to forfeit, and I know Amy was upset. She's like, "Man, I think, you know, we could have started out with a good start tonight." And, you know, it was just the team rallying around saying, "Look, that's just one game. We know when we get together, we can play." And here they are. They're going to be playing for first place on Monday night. So it's a long season. The key is making sure you got your team geared, gemmed, glyphed, focused, present for the last couple weeks and moving into the tournament. This coming up week on Monday is the last 2 games. I will say there will not be a full-scale banker event, but I did say in the last stream we're going to try to add banker items, so it'll be a smaller selection, and I will try to do that Saturday night. I mean, one of the things that we have done is, and I know you guys have a pretty decent amount of dead dimes, and we are going to roll into strongholds a little bit, so some of those dead dimes will be put to work there. But we've also done some really good super specials on Saturday night. So just to kind of give you guys a recap, and I won't keep you all night. Just want to do a little bit of Q&A. So if you guys have questions, certainly type them out. And this is not to be a slight on anybody. I'm giving you as a judge watching all the matches and all your gameplay, I'm kind of giving you the state of where I think the league is. And I think the league is in a really, really good place. Because when you have to go into a match and it's going to take everything you got no matter who you play, that means the league's in a good place. If you go into a match and, like we did with the Asylum a couple times, and you're like, okay, they only got 3 and this person wasn't online very much, we're going to beat them pretty easily. It doesn't bring out the best in your team. So we've seen that with the farm. We've seen some really, really competitive gameplay. So again, tomorrow night is going to be, we'll section off these bundles for people that may want smaller portions of them. It'll be the same bundle. So if you picked it up tonight, don't pick it up again tomorrow. You can't go 2 for on the bundle. And some of you guys are going to be like, yeah, let me get another shot at those gold skins. No, we're going to offer it again tomorrow. So I don't expect we're going to sell a lot of the complete bundles, but it'll be more offered for, like Jim, if she missed tonight, or if somebody else says, I just want the $10 bundle, the $20 bundle. We are going to do an event. Will's gearing up. I love it, Will. I love the macro. Will's like, hell, I'm playing. So all I can tell you guys is you better buckle up your seatbelts, because it's going to be a really bumpy ride. I'm just checking out a couple comments here. I'll get you guys caught up. So, Moonshot. Are we going to fight something tomorrow or just campfire? All right, so I'll recap. Anybody want to recap for Moonshot? It's okay, Jason. So, tomorrow you guys are going to be pretty cozy. And the fire's good. And the portal's going to melt. And at some point, the fire might go out. And when the fire goes out, that portal is going to start freezing again. Now, look, the room's going to be warm. You guys might want to prance in there with your tees on, with your sundresses on, whatever the case may be, but it's going to get cold in a hurry. So once that event is done, you need to hit the portal. Does that make sense, Moon? I certainly hope so, Anthony. That is definitely my goal. So my goal is to have your inventory updated with tonight's bundles included, to have the campfire event completely set up. Yeah, no, that's pretty much what I'm saying, Moonshot. I think it's going to be, like I said, you guys earned the celebration. I think, well, it doesn't matter what I think. Let me ask you. How many of you think that you guys played your best PvE in Graves of Craven? Now, some people might have missed a week or two, and maybe you're like, no, I didn't. It wasn't my best. Maybe Crossfire Cliffs was your best. Maybe another chapter. I think you guys played your best as a group. I think the story was great, first of all, but I think the way you guys played the story. See, the story can be good, but if the story doesn't have a connection to you guys, it doesn't resonate as well. So, with that being said, I think that you guys earned it. But I also know that we've got some people that are in Crossfire gear. We've got a couple people that just picked up a piece of Tier 3. Pretty awesome. So I will say the level of gear needed for the Cosmic Caverns is somewhere between Crossfire gear and Tier 3. So if you're not wearing at least Crossfire gear, you're under-geared for the next chapter. If you're wearing Crossfire gear, you're at the level you need. If you're wearing Crossfire gear and you're very well gemmed and glyphed, you're slightly ahead of what the expectation is. If you're wearing Tier 3, then you're in good shape. You're in really good shape. So if you're wearing Tier 2 or older PvE armor, it is going to be more of a challenge for you to deal as much damage and to take as much damage. Merc would be less. Crossfire gear is certainly going to be better than Merc gear. Crossfire gear is going to be better than Gladiator gear because of what you can do to it. So, and that's why, hey, I want to give you guys a shout out because almost religiously I get, there's probably about 15 players. And yes, Trigger, yours did go through way early. So yeah, you're good. But I get very extensive updates for PvP gear and also PvE gear. And once again, and look, I know not everybody can drill down for an hour, hour and a half, but I really thank the people that are using the app and sending it to me that way. Very neat, very organized. Makes my job a lot easier. I do get a few people send it last minute, and I get some that don't send it. And you guys have probably seen that on some of your damage meters and also some of the experience points. It's all relative to the percentage of damage that you're doing for the team. And that's why we have some people 50, 60, 70,000 ahead of where some other people are in experience points. Yeah, and how about, I've even had some veteran players. Big shout out to Tammy for helping people get their app up and get geared and get their gears in the right spot. And you guys think it made your job easy? Imagine what it did to my job. Very consistent, very organized, and I think it saves you guys a lot of time. So, and I'm also, and that ties in well with inventory. So, admittedly, I mean, we're behind on inventory. So, as Anthony pointed out, my goal is to get your inventory out to you guys sometime during the day tomorrow. And then, you'll send me your upgrades, your gear, your pets, and, anything that you want to send as far as gear upgrades, all of the above. And I think this is such a cool feature, right? I mean, think about, here we are, November 5th. 10 months in to Play Dead Live. We started out with solo PvP, tag team PvP. We created the asylum, created the farm. We have a player creating apps for our game. We got a rich storyline of these competing groups that are out there. You still have not seen the full James Brackens, but you also know that there's some lingering effects for what went down at the asylum. Who did he torture? Who were his partners? How's that story playing out? How many of these people are you going to see again? Are they going to pop up like we thought Alpha should? Right? One thing you guys know about me is I like the element of surprise. I like the fact that maybe you haven't heard from somebody in 3 or 4 months, and then all of a sudden you're paid a visit by those people. The world of Play Dead Live is really meant to always kind of keep that in the back of your mind. Maybe you prepare for a boss, and you should have prepared for a clue or a puzzle or what the next phase of the game is going to be like. And I've given you a hint already, right? I said, look, this is where you're going to be at with gear. This is what you need to compete. So if you know people that have Crossfire wildcards, they got 2 or 3 sitting in their inventory, and maybe they're full Crossfire, might be time to start reaching out. Yeah, I mean, see, that's excitement right there. You can see, look at Julia, like still short of breath because of the anxiety of getting ready for tonight. I mean, that's dedication. Like, I mean, when you're so pumped up to get into it that you can't even breathe. Will's been like that, right? Will's talked about butterflies and, getting in that move where you got a big match. I mean, if you don't get excited for Monday night, I don't know what to tell you. Because I remember being on a conference call about, I don't know, a month ago, and Tammy cussing at me like a sailor. And she said, I just want to compete for a championship or something. I don't know what it was. It was something pretty crazy. But I was just like, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, sorry, ma'am. I was kind of like that. I was just sort of taking the abuse. Right, Will? Will, how many times did she cuss me in that call? And I mean, I was very polite. It was very pleasant, and I basically just said, "Hey, look, Tammy, stop sucking, get your head out of your ass, and go out there and win a couple matches." And boom, look, there she is. Never was my fault at all. She stepped up her gameplay, and now look at SLY. They're right there competing for championships. Now, again, I can tell you guys all the wonderful stuff in the world and say anybody can win it, but the reality is 75% of our players are going to lose. It's only one team that's going to win. So you're going to feel that emotion. I mean, you're really going to feel that emotion. But that's what the experience is about. Winning is amazing. But it is that feeling, knowing when you're playing for that championship, right? So let me go back to Ark. I know Ark didn't like losing to Mir, but how was that? How was that the day of? When you're doing all your gear and your strategies and your conversation, I don't want you to think about the match. I don't want you to think about the result. I want you to think about that day when you knew that you had a chance to sort of win that championship. And I think that's what Tammy was talking about. It's like you want to have that match, you want to have that spotlight, and you want to see how you perform in that situation. See, I love that. See, Sheila, like 2 days of prep. And I know you guys love Bonnie. You're going to say she's just naturally talented. I'm going to tell you what, boy, when it's championship time, Bonnie is the hardest working person in the game. It's unbelievable. I will tell you, the meticulous nature, the preparation that goes into that, it doesn't just happen. And the more you review it, the more you kind of play it out, the more practice. Here's another one. Dow had messaged me and said, hey, I'm going to put together some practice situations. I'm going to put together some practice portals. There again, that's like, and I know at one point Dow messaged me and said, hey, me and Alex are, we're practicing PvP. If I do this, he does that. If he does this, I do that. So they're like walking through the motions. So when you're in that situation and you're panicking or you freeze, you sort of got your experience to fall back on. And I can't tell you how many times I've been in a PvP match, not to our game, because obviously I don't get to experience it the same way that you guys do. But in various PvP, I've always just sort of mentally took the time to walk through. I even, I'm going to ask, anybody have like a PvP song or PDL song you listen to get yourself pumped up for a match? Like I used to always have different soundtracks that just get me fired up. So I'm just kind of curious. Maybe you should, Ron. Ron says no. Anthony, how did I know it would be a Duran Duran song? I just had that feeling. Although I will say, it is my second favorite Duran Duran song. Wild Boys is my second favorite. Here, Anthony, I'll give you bonus points if you can tell me what my favorite Duran Duran song is. Let's see. I might have mentioned it once. We'll see how well you know me. I love it. I love it. There you go. There's the strategy. Bonnie's like, I don't have a song, but I do have a routine. I have a certain pair of socks, and I have to take a shower before I put my armor on. Boom. There you go. I love the routine. Kel says she plays break stuff. No, actually, the tempo of the song really gets me fired up. And you probably don't think that with Duran Duran. You're probably like, okay, it's Rio and Hungry Like the Wolf. But no, this one really, really gets me pumped up. It's A View to a Kill. This is my favorite Duran Duran song. Now, my favorite competition song is Another One Bites the Dust. I'm just ruthless. It's like I'm like a caged animal when I play that song. So I'll give you guys like a hint. There's a clue to competition. So here's the way you do it. The clue in songs or competition songs is you got to manage your emotion. So what I personally like to do is I like to play a real depressing song to kind of lower my emotions, like to rock bottom. Like just terrible, right? Because I feel this way. If I'm in the middle and I just play like this pump up song, it only takes me up so much. But if I kind of get myself really, really low and then I play that song, it's unbelievable. So I have a 1-2 punch. So I start with Bohemian Rhapsody to really, really drag me down to like the the dark abyss. And then after I get, past the mama just killed a man, put a gun against his head, pulled my trigger, now he's dead. And mama, life had just begun. Like, that part where you're just like, oh God, this is just. And then I switch it to another one, bites the dust. And it's like, whoa, what just happened? I'm like a hummingbird on crack now. Then it just like went straight beast mode. So yeah, I go, or I'll give you another one. Here's another 1-2 punch. I have a lot of like 1-2 combinations. All right, if you guys want this one, I'll lease it out to you. You can't use the first one. You can't use my Bohemian Rhapsody. Another one bites the dust. That's me. It's like plagiarizing. But I'll give you another one. So if you guys want to lease like kill second, and it's good. It'll work for you. Then you can use this one. Dimes, check this out before you work out. So I'm going to give you Pink Floyd, One of My Turns, as your mood-draining, depressing song. And then switch it over to Another Brick in the Wall. So you start out like, day after day, love turns gray like the skin on the dying man. You get that, right? Like really, oh God, this is just killing me. And then all of a sudden it's Another One Bites the Dust. And you just kick it into high gear. Yeah. There you go. That's the way I do it. And then I'm like just complete mind cleared, focused, know the agenda, know what I have to do, get the job done. All right. Let's come up with a couple 1-2 original punches here. Think of a group and think of both a downer song and then an uplifting song. Maybe a group that has the ability to do both. I'm not talking about love song. Like, I don't want to hear like Aerosmith and I don't want to miss a thing. And then all of a sudden like, walk this way. No, it's not like that. I don't want like love song up tempo. It's got to be like an emotionally draining song. Love songs aren't really emotionally draining. They're just love songs. Alice in Chains, Nutshell, and Damn That River. I do like Alice in Chains. I have to listen to it. Fly rod, motor growling, tires humming, gears grinding, lights blinding. Get ready for fighting. Well, not quite the same group, Dow, but yeah, I like that. In the Air Tonight. Yeah, see, that's good. I mean, In the Air Tonight is certainly an emotionally draining song. So, what are you going by 7 Marry 3? I like the 1-2 combo. I mean, it had to be cumbersome, right? I could sing cumbersome if I took like a Brillo pad and stuck it halfway down my throat. That's the only way I think I could get raspy enough. Don't go there. I heard her say, can't stomach what you're gonna see. It's down there by the water's edge, wasted and bloated and waiting for someone. I'd like for that. I'd like for that to pick up a little bit quicker, just a little bit. I would probably go with cumbersome, because then you can start out like screaming. I'm not going to try it, but you guys get it. Like, She calls me Goliath and I wear the David mask. I mean, that kind of, it kicks in right from the start. So yeah, I'll give you In the Air Tonight and Cumbersome. I think that's a good 1-2 punch. But you know what would be better? Dow, I'm going to give you one that's even better, okay? I'll let you have this one. I'm just going to slightly veto you. All right, so Dow, try this one, okay? Go In the Air Tonight, Phil Collins, and then go My by 7 Mary 3. Then you waste nothing. You go right in to straight red face, vein bulging out of the side of your neck. And you know what? You'll never go wrong with Danzig. Um, let me give you guys this one. All right, but if I give them to you, you got to look it up. You know what? I'm gonna give you a really, really good one. So here's a couple. All right, I'll give you guys like real mood jerkers. How about Vermilion by Slipknot? I think would be good. Um, Personal favorite of mine, I would say is, and I mentioned this a couple times. I don't know if you guys kind of dig this, but Angry Johnny by Poe, I think I think it's a nice downer song. So I would go a little bit of Vermilion, Part 2, Slipknot, or Angry Johnny. I think you'd be okay with either one of those. And then you can add kind of your own. Yeah, I think it's easier to find like a up tempo song. For example, you could probably pick any one of 100 Nirvana songs to to satisfy either the depressing side or the up tempo side. I mean, imagine if you went from like Angry Johnny to Smells Like Teen Spirit. That'd be a good transition, I think. Hmm. Okay, let me try that. Psychosocial and Medicate. All right, well, I'm going to write those down. Now, you guys see what's happening here is one, now you're sort of thinking of these 1-2 combinations. You're thinking of these combo shots, which ironically is what a lot of Play Dead Live's about, right? Combo shots. Set up, bob, weave, duck, all those things. Well, now, if you got some competition, Foo Fighters would be good. Not going to lie, do love me some Foo Fighters. Anything by Metallica. I think in Metallica, though, you get a lot of that in one. Kel Stone Sour, Brother than Absolute Zero. Or, hang on. Bother than Abs. Yeah, I'll have to. You're throwing a bunch of stuff out there I don't know. And Corey Taylor. I don't know. Corey Taylor sounds like a country singer. Yeah, Metallica 1 is. Oh, okay. There you go. I didn't even know. I know one song, honestly, two songs by Slipknot. I am not a super Slipknot fan. I do know Psychosocial and I know Vermilion Part 2. How about, yeah, I don't want to go love song. But I will tell you, how about Cult of Personality for like your up-tempo song? I mean, if that doesn't turn it in, just the guitar riff at the beginning of Cult of Personality. I would play it, but if I play it, I get in trouble. The copyright police come after me. Not even lying. Sometimes I like just start singing something and I have to explain it to YouTube. For those coked up personality. I'm a coked up personality. I like it. Hippo, yeah, you could make it kind of like your own, like Mussolini and Gandhi. I'm a coked up personality. No, I yeah, that goes in the Hold Me Closer Tony Danza category. Hold on, I saw Black Sabbath. War Pigs and Straight to Hell. All right, I'm taking notes. I'll get back to some of you guys on some of these suggestions. Where's Amanda? Amanda would have like a whole Eminem list. Ooh, I got one. Oh, yeah, it's a good combo. How about Brain Damage by Pink Floyd as your slow song, and then Cult of Personality as your kick-ass up-tempo song? Brain Damage, you know what? Brain Damage might be one of the most deflating songs. The lunatic is in the grass. The lunatic is in the grass. It's just kind of creepy. And then, yeah, and then you can kind of get through that like, oh man, I just want to sit in a dark closet somewhere. And all of a sudden the light comes on and yeah. Or maybe that and then 7 Mary 3, my. All good. All good suggestions. Literally, I have like, oh, Father Ron says living on a prayer. You know, I for the depressing song or the up tempo song. I don't know. I'm not trying to. I'm not trying to hate on Bon Jovi. All I would say is this, Ron. I would probably, if I were to pick a Bon Jovi song, it'd certainly be "You Give Love a Bad Name" over "Living on a Prayer." Yeah, it is. It's kind of mid-range. Or, even Nazareth, Hair of the Dog. That's why I said I didn't really want to go love song, but I guess if there is a deflating type of love song, Love Hurts probably would be, even though that really is about love, it's not, I don't know, it's more of a depressing type of kind of, yeah, down. Yeah, I mean, I like me some Black Hole Sun. I don't know I would put that in either category, though. Will, Will, you know how you sound like Green Day? All you do is you gotta push both nostrils down. Do you have the time to listen to me whine about nothing and everything all I had once? If you do that, all you got if you push both nostrils down and you start to sing, I am one of those, then you can do it. Easy. Easy. I would certainly I could certainly put Creep Radiohead um in that dark state. I mean I love the song, but I'm just trying to think of the problem with a song you really like is you might like the song so much that you don't really get the darkness from it. Disturbed, Sound of Silence, then Down with the Sickness. That actually, yeah, that's really good, Kel. I'll give you that. I once tried Down with the Sickness on Rock Band. Wasn't my best. I think I only got like a 98 out of 100 on that one. Because you usually I can ace them on Rock Band. That was probably one of my lower scores. Um, no, I don't. I don't remember Mad World. Um, you know, Wicked Game. Who is that? It's Chris Isaac, right? Yeah, I mean, I like it. Will broke your guitar. Nice. Yeah, because it's not a real guitar. Maybe you're going a little too rough there. Actually, Creep might have been the first song on Rock Band Hard that I ever got 100 on. I'm thinking, yeah. Oh, look at Moonshot bringing out Savage Garden and Def Leppard. Oh, you know what? I think I got a good one for you guys. How about you guys may not know this group, but I'm gonna give you like a really, really kind of for me it's a very distorted type of song. How about how about Clumsy by Our Lady Peace for your mood killer? If you don't know Our Lady Peace, I strongly just check out that song. And Ray, I would here you go. This is for Ray. So start out with Our Lady Peace, Clumsy, and then go with Twista, Overnight Celebrity. Boom! There you go. That's a great switch up. And just try to keep up. Just try it. It's almost impossible. See, Ray, that's why you got to diversify your music interest. We're just giving you a playlist. Ray's going to be like those two dudes on YouTube, or three of them. There's like, what, three guys, and they play a new song from back in the day, and then they're just listening to it for the first time. Like three guys, and they listen to Stevie Nicks. I don't know they say a whole lot. They just kind of bob their head. Like Stevie Nicks is going, it's like, yeah, it's pretty fly stuff there. I don't know. It's like they hear it for the first time, and then they're reacting to it. You know what I'm talking about, right? I don't know who they are. It just pops up every once in a while because I search a lot of music, and then I don't. Maybe I have the volume down, or maybe they don't say anything, but I just kind of see them listening to. It'll say like such and such reacts to hearing Blondie for the first time. I don't know. Um, Moon, I don't know that Hit 'em Up classifies as a mood draining song or an up tempo song. It's a it's a very twisted song, I will say that. But and it's probably the craziest diss song in the history of music. But I don't know that I would put it in either category like this song is getting me pumped up. Yeah, I mean, it's just lyrics I don't think I can ever say in chat. I and look, no disrespect, because I love me some Tupac. But with that being said, I just can never. I can't get the digital underground Tupac out of my mind. Like, you can give me every every gangster rapper in the world, right? You could give me. I mean, if Suge Knight kicked in my door, I would literally be scared. But there was just something about Tupac after Digital Underground. I just didn't feel the hardcore nature, if that makes sense. I know he got shot, but, and I'm not trying to disrespect Tupac because I love him as a performer. I just didn't see that persona. Like, I just saw him as kind of like a sneaky little dude that Biggie would have kind of beat the crap out of if he would have, they would have been face to face, like mano y mano. That's just my feeling because I'm just thinking like, now I clown around when I hang around with the underground. Girls used to frown, say I'm down when I come around past me. And when they pass me, they used to diss me, harass me. Now they ask me if they can kiss me. Get some fame, people change, wonder to live life. That's Tupac. That's like I can't get the Humpty Dance and stuff out of my mind. And then he just got, you know, from a performance standpoint, I still liked him as much, but I just didn't. I don't know. I felt like it was more of a act than or more of a transition, and I just thought he was a little late to the party. That's all. Like Biggie, I think Biggie was always in the party. Like he was the party, right? Suge Knight was kind of all about that life. Tupac was just kind of, let's yeah, let's let's make him gangster. And then I just don't think it maybe it resonated for some. It just didn't resonate for me. Just my opinion. I'm not saying my opinion's right, but from a performance standpoint, always didn't matter what Tupac did. I always loved Tupac. Like here, Ray. Maybe I'll give a better analogy. and maybe you can help me. Maybe this is more right. There's the performance of like gangster rap, and then there's like some real gangsters. But Tupac is the one that pretends to be a gangster while the gangsters are being gangsters, and then he sneaks away and sleeps with your girlfriend while the rest of the gangsters are doing gangster stuff. Does that make a little more sense? Like he was kind of the little sneaky creeping guy that was with the others. We'll see you, Father Ron. Yeah, and see, I agree, because then the next thing you know, you're doing hit 'em up and you're doing diss tracks, and that's some that's some serious stuff you're doing through music. And you do it to sell records, and other people they they take it at face value. It's a shame. Although I know what I'm going to be playing once this stream ends, though. Oh man, you guys make me want to go through my playlist now. I mean, I thought Rap Devil was good until Eminem did a song like a day later, just wrote it like on the back of a napkin. Like I really enjoyed Rap Devil. I thought it was creative and well done. But boy, did that backfire in a hurry, right? Sometimes you just poke the wrong bear. Oh, we'll see now. I like Rough Riders. I like Rough Riders Anthem, DMX. Now, see there to me, and I don't know the history, but when I think hardcore, I think DMX. So maybe Ray, Will, you guys can help me out. Like he to me is what Tupac should have been. If DMX would have had the songs and the diss tracks the DMX that Tupac had, that would be perfect. Like my mind would be like complete. Again, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I mean, DMX could have been on the rowing team from Princeton. I don't know his history, but when I think like gangster thug rap, DMX pops in my mind. That's like the perfect picture to me. And notice I say perfect because I love it. Like, yeah, it just, I mean, I appreciate I appreciate that element of music. Yeah. Rough Rider anthem. You know who wasn't? Here's who wasn't a real gangster. Fred Durst wasn't from Limp Bizkit. The only thing, the only difference between Fred Durst and Vanilla Ice was Limp Bizkit actually had a lot of good songs. But if they would have had a few flops, then they're basically the same, right? But not gonna lie, I do like some of Limp Bizkit songs. I'll give them credit, but yeah, that was super super fake. Yeah, he is, but I think like I didn't know all of his history from Oakland. I know he was a baseball player, and then that's sort of when baseball player to entertainer. See, you know what? We turned in we didn't get all our PvP in, but we got to hang out, chill. Will, you're gonna do Ice Ice Baby? Will, every white guy I know that likes rap music knows Ice Ice Baby. It's like a white guy anthem. If there's two songs every white guy knows, it's Ice Ice Baby and it's Wild Cherry. Play that funky music. I mean that's the two. You go anywhere and that song, and all of a sudden, like every white person I know or that I'm with, they all know it. But yeah, Baby Got Back maybe a little bit. Now third base, I I mean I can go I love third base. I like Whitey Ford. I thought Whitey Ford was really good, and I think Eminem kind of wrecked him a little bit. But I mean, there's so many talented musicians. I mean, Vanilla Ice might have been until Suge Knight shook him down over the top of a balcony. You never know. I mean, you never know what it would turn into. Yo, VIP. Let's kick it. All right, stop. Collaborate and listen. Ice is back with my brand new invention. Something grabs a hold of me tightly, flowing like a harpoon daily and nightly. Will it ever stop? Yo, I don't know. Turn off the lights and I'll glow. To an extreme, I rock the mic like a vandal, light up a cage. Why? I'm stopping. All right, you guys, I'm going to get tongue tied and twisted. We just know it. It's like it's in our DNA. I love it. Hippo go ninja go. Oh, I know one better. There is one slightly better than Ice Ice Baby. Now, here's a little story I got to tell about three bad brothers you know so well. It started way back in history with Ad Rock MCA and me, Mike D. He had a little horsey named Paul Revere, just me and my horsey and a quart of beer. Riding across the land, kicking up sand, share posses on my tail cause I'm in demand. One lonely beastie I be, all by myself without nobody. The sun is beating down on my baseball hat. The air is getting dry. My beer's getting flat. Looking for a girl. I ran into a guy. His name's MCA. I said howdy. He said hi. I mean, that one, that is like Hotel California. You just you just know it. Like if you know every lyric from Hotel California, you probably know every lyric from Paul Revere. And I pleaded. I did want me, Will, and Ray to do our own version of Beastie Boys Paul Revere. Could you guys see that? Like, I throw out one line and then Will comes in and Ray comes in and we kind of do our own little collab. Maybe Ray jumps in. He told a little story that sounded well rehearsed. 4 days on the run, and that he's dying of thirst. The brew was in my hand, and he was on my hip. His voice was hoarse, his throat was dry. He asked me for a sip. He said, "Can I get some?" I said, "You can't get none." I had a chance to run. He pulled out his shotgun. Quick on the draw. I thought I'd be dead. He put the gun to my head, and this is what he said. "Now, my name's MCA. I got a license to kill. I think you know what time it is. It's time to get ill. Now, what do we have here? An outlaw on this beer. I run this land. You understand? I make myself clear." And then, you go from there, and then maybe Will chimes in. I mean, I think it's something that should happen. It should go down. Even if we just kind of record like our own little version of it and then put it in a mix. I think that should be like a New Year's. Just a New Year's audio. Make people feel good. That's pretty tricky, Dimes. Dimes trying to be tricky on me. So, who is the first hip hop rap artist or group that you guys really gravitated to? Will, Easy E? See, Will's going to go back to like Boys in the Hood. Easy E. I'd probably go Boys in the Hood by Dynamite Hack. That would, I mean, that's not like my first, but I did like the. Probably don't even know what I'm talking about. Woke up quick at about noon. Just thought that I had to be in Compton. Soon I gotta get drunk before the day begins. Before my mom starts bitching about my friends. About to go damn near went blind. You know, Dynamite Hack. I'm not reading all the lyrics. It's got some. It's got some stuff I ain't gonna say. Um, I would probably say for me, it's like an interview. I would probably say the most influential rapper on my life would probably be LL Cool J. Is hard as hell. Battle anybody, I don't care if you tell. I excel. They all fell. Come on, everybody. Double L will rock the bells. Probably, certainly LL Cool J, I would say. Because you know I mean, come on, going back to Cali. Or can I get a keyboard in the background, Dimes? Just a couple keyboard strokes. Something like, when I'm alone in my room, sometimes I stare at the wall, and in the back of my mind, I hear my conscience call, telling me I need a girl who's as sweet as a dove. For the first time in my life, I see I need love. There I was, giggling about the games that I had played with many hearts, and I'm not saying no names. Then the thought occurred, teardrops in me, and my eyes burned, as I said to myself, look what you've done to her. I mean, you could go, what? Mama said knock you out. I need love. How about I'm that type of guy? Now that might be the best unknown diss track in the history of diss tracks. If you don't know I'm That Type of Guy by LL Cool J, I strongly, strongly recommend just play it. Just play it. You'll see what I'm talking about. You're the type of guy that can't control your girl. I'm the type of guy gives her diamonds and pearls. I mean, it's just good. Yeah, that is really good. Regulate. I mean, for East Coast though, I did like a lot of California. I mean, you can't go wrong. I think probably one of the most changes by Tupac and Murder Was the Case They Gave Me by Snoop. Probably two of my Coolio Gangsters Paradise. I would say top my top three rap like emotional moving songs. Gangsters Paradise, Murder Was the Case They Gave Me, certainly really, really good too. Now, I could probably say, like, once you get into 2000s, certainly I do love Ludacris. Like, I mean, yeah, how can you not like Ludacris? Well, see, that's when I think the music industry changed. In my opinion, I'm not trying to give you guys a history, but I think they had it wrong in the 90s. The 90s was about how much you could piss people off and make a name for yourself and make money that way. And then after a couple unfortunate deaths, people in the industry got a little smarter and they said, wait a minute, why don't we just all get on each other's tracks and then make a whole lot of money? And that's where you started seeing like Little John, you started seeing Ludacris, you started seeing all these collaborations like, well, let's just mass produce this stuff and show how talented we are on each other's tracks. Just my opinion. That's what I started seeing. No, you did. Come on, you did not type Ja Rule. Moonshot, delete that. Ja Rule is the vanilla ice of music. Ja Rule is a black vanilla ice. He's just bad. It's just nothing good about Ja Rule. I bet he never heard that analogy before. It's good stuff. Man, this is like a VH1 history of music. We just need like some pop-up video bubbles. I like Nas. People are gonna log in like they want to see who wins between Ark and Sly, and it's gonna be like, what the hell happened? What happened to the fight stream? It became a whole bunch of music talk. Oh well, you know what? It's our stream. We can do whatever we want, right? Yo, Anthony, about that inventory tomorrow. If you guys want to know why I'm late on inventory, Buster Rhymes. Yeah, you know. All right. So this is real confession time. How many people thought Bobby Brown was a badass with My Prerogative? Come on, don't lie. Don't lie. Type it in there.
I'm not talking about crisscross. I'm talking about Bobby Brown, my prerogative. Teddy Riley, Markel Riley, that's just a badass family. Teddy Riley and Guy, fantasy, come on. That that is Teddy Riley was probably one of the most talented writers, singers, producers in the history. Teddy Riley does not get anywhere near the credit he deserves. Did did he produce Big Daddy Kane too? Maybe. He just had a lot of people that he signed. I'm thinking Big Daddy Kane was on his label too. I'll check. I'm not 100% on that. But yeah, I know Rex and Effect. See, Ray's typing it. They say I'm crazy. I really don't care. There you go, Ray. Big Daddy Kane was in some cowboy movie. Like Young Guns or something like that. What was his song? Big Daddy Kane did, was it I Get the Job Done or something like that? I work. I get the job done. I work. Something like that. I'm gonna go back. I'll go back and look it up now. Now I'm curious. Once I hear it, all the lyrics will just pop back in. Did you say what's the question? The question? It's all about the DOE. And if money was the root, I want the whole damn tree. Ain't trying to stick around for Illuminati. I gotta have my own island in the year 2G. Since way back, I've been collecting a fee with 48 tracks on the MIC. Got a palace on the hills, overlooks the sea. It's worth 8, but I only paid 5.3. That's some old Dr. Dre. But I mean, I'm surprised you guys didn't like Will or somebody mentioned NWA, but Public Enemy. I mean, back before Flavor Flav, I read something about him. He said he was doing, I think, like $5,000 a day worth of cocaine when he was performing with Public Enemy. No wonder he was bouncing around. I mean, that might be a slightly inflated number, but yeah. Flavor Flav is the son. Public Enemy #1. Got you running from the gun. Pow. I I mean, Public Enemy was, I ain't gonna lie, they were incredible. Will giving us all the details. Inconspicuous roach. That's a good analogy. 911 is a joke. Yeah, I think that was probably my favorite. You know, we could probably um, Dal at lunch. Yeah, I appreciate. I know you guys. Some of you guys are working tonight, so I appreciate you guys popping in. Right, Kel? Almost 6 million in 6 years he spent. Wow, it's not useless. It's important. Yeah, you know, we don't do a lot of music streams, but when we do them, I think they're very enlightening because we find like all these different types of music and these connections and the history of music and um, good stuff. So I am going to. We're almost 2 hours in. Time flies. Can you guys believe we've been doing this for 2 hours? Um, I know we started with the bundles and we started talking about the PvP and some of the matches, but we probably kicked in after 15 or 20 minutes talking about music. So yeah, I'm gonna wind it down. We got a big event for you guys tomorrow. We'll start at 9 o'clock. As I said, we got the campfire event. So I'll do my best to get inventory out to you guys sometime during the day. Um, Work on your character record sheets. So we got a fun weekend. Always want to hang out. Let me say something. Um, and like I said, I don't want to get into names, and I certainly don't want to ruin this stream. But it does come up every once in a while, and it's kind of like that REO Speedwagon, right? Heard it from a friend who heard it from a friend who heard it from another. You've been messing around. So let me just say something, and I want to address this at a really high level, very professional level. Um, Sometimes we have people post things on our channel, and they're not always that big of a deal. They're not always controversial, but oftentimes mod will see it and they think, okay, something could come of this. They remove it. There's always a conversation with it, like, hey, remove this. I don't care what people say. There's always a conversation that happens. If something you post ever gets removed, don't take it personally. It's just a post. It's not you, not your reputation. It's not something you got to, hold on for with life. It's just a post. It could be copyright issue. It could be something we think is going to be spoiler. It could be something we think is inappropriate. Anything. So when that happens, the worst thing that you can ever do is publicly go on our channel and post that you disagree with a policy. That is like a deal breaker for me. If you disagree in private. When you do it publicly, it's usually done to draw attention to the topic by a bunch of other people and have them create a mood or vibe of a person or an experience when it could easily be kind of buried. As I said, I'm going to talk about this at a real high level. When that happens, that's the end. So the challenge that we have is we have people that come on our channel and they make friends with a bunch of people, which is fine. And then if they leave the channel, either on their own or it just doesn't work out, then all of a sudden, all these people on our channel that they've made friends with, quote unquote, can have a negative vibe of a channel that they've spent years and years being a part of. So that's my 2 cents. There's always two sides to every situation. I will say, you guys have known me for 5-6 years. You know the good, you know the bad, you know the ugly. I'm certainly sure that most of your opinions of me are not affected by somebody else's opinion, because I have individual relationships with almost everybody in the stream, and my door is always open to ask. So it's never a battle for me of who's on this side, who's on that side, who's friends, who needs a hug, who needs support. It's, if you violate something and it's just not in the best interest of the channel, we reserve the right to say it's just not in the best interest of the channel, and we move on. But then if you make it personal after that, then that's where the problems occur. So, like I said, I'm not going to undermine this stream because I had too good of a time with you guys tonight, but I felt I needed to take a couple minutes and just kind of remind everybody that we're not walking through trying to piss anybody off on our channel. Why would we, right? I mean, that's not good for business. It's not good for our brand. It's not good for what we promote. So there's never any personal intent. So if it happens, just don't ever take it personally. But at the same time, the more public post about something, then the more of a liability it becomes, and then we are going to cut ties. So with that being said, I want to thank you guys. Appreciate you guys hanging out this evening. For the people who couldn't make it tonight and people are under the weather, just want to say hopefully you guys get well soon. We need you back tomorrow. We need you in the game. And let's have a great time. And Moonshot, thank you. And you probably know what I'm talking about, so appreciate you. And certainly that type of stuff really means a lot to me. So, all right, everybody, I see you. I see you, Unforeseen. Love this army. Love Unforeseen. You guys have a great night. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Smile. Have a drink. Enjoy something. I'll see you guys at 9 o'clock tomorrow. Peace.